Hey guys, so today we are going to be working on foraging the Arizona Barrel Cactus. Specifically, it's the Arizona Barrel. I talk about different barrel cacti in some of the other videos here, so if you need some help with identifying the barrel cactus itself, then maybe it'd be a good place to start checking out that identification video. That'll give you an idea of like where to find them and what they actually are and look like, and all of that information. But today, like I said, Arizona Barrel, there are some specifics about the Arizona Barrel compared to the other barrels. It's good to know. And one thing that applies for us today is the time of year that you can actually get barrel cactus fruits. It's kind of unique compared to other cacti and compared to other barrels. So we can actually forage barrel cacti in the late part of the year into winter. We're a little late for the season for barrel cacti today, but we still should be able to find some remaining fruits, I hope. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it's a good time of year to be in the desert compared to the middle of the summer when a lot of the other things do bloom. All we're really going to need today, I have just a knife to cut up the fruit. I always bring a comb, kind of a simple little desert hint or tool there that you might want to bring along. It's for the cholla. If you're not familiar with cholla, trust me, it's a great way to pop cactus spines onto your leg. Simple comb, something cheap, really easy to get your hands on. So definitely want to take a comb, and then always have some water or know where to find water. Now today, we're just going to walk along some of the washes out here. They're dry mostly this time of year. It did just rain. There might be a few puddles of water to find. But otherwise, we'll be in a dry wash. It looks dry at the surface, but the plants will indicate to you that it's not always dry and that they're finding a source of water, deep roots. So yeah, we should have luck finding stuff to forage by walking the washes. That's what we're gonna do. So come with me. Let's see if we can find a barrel cactus to forage today. And if we do, I'll show you what it's like and some of the benefits of the barrel cactus. So let's go. Come on, pups. Go. Palo Verde tree. We got cholla. So I see a barrel cactus up there. I can't tell what the fruit situation is. I'm gonna just check it out and see what we got. Unfortunately, that one is picked entirely clean, so we're not going to get any fruit off of that one, so we'll just keep looking. Creosote. It did just rain. Good smelling plant. Another one, no fruits at all. We might be too late in the season. I hope we can find at least something today. Just saw a little scorpion. Don't want to mess with him too much, but he went under there. So, well, they are out. Oh, there we go. All right. We got a good barrel cactus that we can get some fruit off today. I knew that the washes would be a good place to look. So this one looks like it's got some awesome fruit. Let's take a closer look. Some of these like to grow in some pretty tricky spots, especially this guy here. Maybe that's why the animals haven't found, wow, all of this fruit. This is a good looking barrel cactus. Yeah, well, I can see that some animals have been getting to some of the fruits now. It's a little bit later in the season, so they've had their fair share, but what we'll do is you just got to be a little careful in here when you're getting them. Sometimes it's good to wear gloves. I don't have gloves on today. I have a tree in my head, so it's a little difficult, but you just can kind of grab them. You're just going to watch you don't get poked. They can be pretty sharp. Just kind of grab them. They're pretty firm. Get a firm grip on it and just kind of, without getting poked, just sort of pop them out. Just like that. And here we got a little ant. He's probably kind of mad at me. I'll put him back on here. Here you go, buddy. All right. And there we go. That's your barrel cactus fruit right there.
All right, and we'll just get another fruit. Gotta figure out which one looks, I think this one's probably the better one. So again, you just kind of want to grab them, and then you just have to kind of work them back and forth. That's probably the best way, is if you work it back and forth, and then it'll pop out of there like that one did, and then just watch when you're picking it up. All right, there it is. Yeah, this isn't the most perfect looking fruit. Like I said, we're a little late season. Something maybe nibbled on that, but it'll do the trick for us. It's a little green. Some of these are more yellow, but they've been chewed on. But you know, it's nice to give the animals a chance to have some of the food that they need first. So, you know, when I forage, I kind of just practice this technique of, I might take one or two at the early in the season, but I mean, really, you sometimes just want to leave them and just go ahead and pick what's left late season, because obviously then the animals get a chance to have what they need for survival. But yeah, I mean, a survival situation, obviously you would be taking fruit, and yeah, these are, the spines again on the barrel are not too bad, but they are they can get you, and that one got me pretty good. It's always in the little section here of your fingernail that it'll get you. So gloves are a good idea as well. I don't have any today because this one doesn't have the glochids, and that's a really important point. When you're foraging the barrel cactus, the really nice thing is that there aren't the glochids, there aren't spines all over this. I can touch this. This isn't always the case for the other cactus fruit that we'll look at here. You'll get poked, you'll get a handful of glochids, which are tiny little spines, kind of like fiberglass. So that'll be like, you know, prickly pear, cholla, stuff like that. We'll have a different situation, but it's a little easier once you get that method of popping it out. Okay, so we're just going to take 2 fruits today, just for this demonstration, and we'll go from there. So again, what we're looking at today, this time of year is, well, we're in late winter right now, but the cool thing about the barrel cactus is that it's offset compared to a lot of the other fruits and forage that you can find out here. A lot of that stuff happens summer. This blooms and fruits later in the year. So you're talking like fall and winter fruit is available on the barrel cactus. So it's one of the coolest things about it. Let's cut a fruit open and take a look at it over here. Okay, now what you're going to want to do is try to find a rock that is somewhat of a flat surface that you can work on. So get the dirt off of this guy here. Don't want to get too much in my food. And then hopefully you can use that surface. All right, so now you can just cut the top off. If you try it up there, it might be a little hard. Just go down a little further, and there you go. And then you can just slice it just like that. Now you can see that inside and those black seeds. That's what we actually want to preserve. So again, in this case, we can just kind of try to keep as many. It's a little better if you have a rock that's got that's kind of a divot in it, because then you can preserve them. We've got some more seeds. I don't want to waste those. Now the next best method, again, trying to preserve our seeds on this rock. We're going to let these seeds dry out here, so I want to conserve them. Now you just can kind of make an incision lengthwise, and now you can really get to all of that. Now you could now scoop this out. Obviously, if you were in a house or something, you might have a spoon or some sort of tool, but yeah, we can just kind of scoop away at these seeds. As you can see, kind of a fibrous-y stuff on the inside there, the flesh. Now again, once you've cut this lengthwise, you'll have access to those seeds, and they do scoop out really easily. And again, then you can just eat them as is. They're just crunchy seeds. And the seeds here are pretty amazing. They're like super seeds. These are packed with protein and nutrition. So man, if you're in a pinch in the desert, this is really good to know. And there's not quite as much fruit at this time of year in the desert. So having these highly nutritious packed seeds is just a really good thing to have. You can eat them just like this. But then, like I said, you can leave them out on a rock. You can also cook them. If you are back at camp, you can cook them on a cast iron. You just want to toast them lightly, like you would with other similar types of seeds. You can just toast them.
and then you can eat them that way. Or you can, like I said, just dry them out here. You'll get rid of some of the mucilaginous material and the fibers that are surrounding them. The sun will dry them out in a short while, especially if you've got a good desert sun going. And then you can just eat them. You can eat them plain. You can put them on something if you've got, there's lots of recipes we can talk about later. And then, of course, this flesh is also an edible part of the fruit. So, in addition to, this is our drying rock for our seeds, but you can then just really just take slices of your barrel cactus fruit. And from here, again, you can eat it raw if you're in a pinch. If not, if you're back at camp, there's lots of different things you can do with this, from dehydrating and drying to you can boil it. Just boil it in some water. That'll help break it down a little bit, make it a little bit more usable in different recipes. You could put it, in mixes and vegetable dishes as a side vegetable dish. This is a great vegan, vegetarian option too, for those of you who want to be hobby foraging. Again, lots of nutrition packed in this. And you can also, people do all kinds of crazy stuff with this. People make candy out of this fruit. You just want to experiment with it and see what you like. You might want to try boiling it first, especially if this is the first time trying it and you don't think you'll be ready to just gobble it down the way it is. But you can then fry it, saute it. You can add things like garlic and make it like that, or you could candy it. You could put ginger, cinnamon, honey, stuff like that on it. If you soak it in the honey, it's going to make it taste really good, and it'll be like a desert candy. Okay, so here's a little slice of the barrel. I'm going to kind of try this one. Again, this was a late season piece, so it's not going to be perfect like some of the other ones I've eaten. What you will get in some of these, that you might not expect, is actually a pretty salty flavor. This one's very salty. But man, just really nice addition to any typical vegetable dish or side dish or anything like that. So they do scoop out really easily. And again, then you can just eat them as is.